crazy somehow. Wow, 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 wow. Somehow today with the camera, I just hope we can achieve something with this. Okay, I just hope we can achieve something with the camera like this today. Okay, I think I can achieve that a little bit. Yep, I think it's manageable like this. Some somehow, sometime, but be that as it may, you just have to make something out of it. Okay, just a moment. That should work. Okay. I apologize for the malfunction of the camera today, but at least we can work something else. So I'm going to do more of the explanation than the writing. So I welcome everybody. R271 about conflict, how it can be managed, concept, and how behavior should be tilted towards it. What is being said, let's hop straight into it. Okay, so we have PCR. Okay, we have PCR271. Okay, so I have to, it has to be more of a central. Okay. P71. And today I want to talk about ethnicity. Ethnicity. When we talk about ethnicity, what are we talking about? Ethnicity, what are we talking about? Now, I believe by now you would have understand that this course is all about conflict. Okay, how conflict can be managed, how conflict that it doesn't become catastrophic or destructive, as we saw in yesterday's class that conflict can actually be constructive and not destructive. Okay, so in view of that, we want to talk about ethnicity. Ethnicity. Now, when we talk about ethnicity, now let's take some points down on that very quickly. And it says that ethnicity, earliest time, ethnicity has been viewed since the earliest times in terms of group setting associated, okay, when a group possesses that what we call nationhood, then this can be regarded to as ethnicity. Now, a nation doesn't just automatically see themselves that they have something in common and therefore the nationhood comes. Right? There are certain factors that propel. There are certain factors that propels this earliest time. Okay, since the earliest time, seen as group settings associated settings associated, okay, group settings associated with, okay, associated yeah, of who? Now look at the key point here. Let's note the key point. The key point here is, first, you can see an association. Secondly, we can see something called nationhood. And first, it happens to be a group. Okay, it has to be a group of people. Like I said earlier, we apologize about the camera. I know sometimes these things visual scale, but it's malfunction and it insists, and I cannot cancel this class. That's why we resulted to this. So sorry about this. This is not how we do it. Okay. So now look at the point here. We have group, we have association, then we have nationhood. Some other definition by different scholars. According to Thomas in 2000, according to Thomas, he defines an ethnic group, ethnicity, all right, brought out of ethnic group, ethnicity, ethnic group. According to Thomas, he said that a community of people who have the conviction. Thomas says, Thomas in 2005, a community of people convinced that, with the conviction that they have a common identity, okay, and common faith, and faiths based on what we see as origin, tradition, history, and uniqueness. So to them, something beyond the regular binds them. Okay? To this group of people, something beyond the usual, beyond the regular, binds them together. So they are being referred to as an ethnic group, or the term ethnicity itself. So we have that as that. Now let's continue. Kind of okay. Is, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now let's continue. Now we have, according to Toland in 1993, he agrees with what Thomas said. Okay? He agrees completely with what Thomas says. In an ethnic group, Thomas, alright, according to Toland, what he added to what Thomas said is that this group have a belonging, meaning that they have the sense of belonging, that they are one united family. So we have that as that. Now let's continue. Now, ecological perspective to conflict theory. Going back to conflict theory, we want to see the psychological perspective to it. What is the psychological perspective through Abraham Maslow's theory? According to Abraham Maslow's theory, okay, Maslow proposed an interesting theory concerning human needs and their effects upon human behavior. It suggests that human needs may be classified into 5 different groups of classes. Needs affecting, so they therefore classified into 5. Now, according to him, he said one of the needs is, all right, one among the need is what we call psychological need. Psychological need, organisms such as food, according to him, needs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have needs that has to do with basic and they include some of needs such as sex and activities. All right, activities. So safety needs refer to the needs of person generally ordered existence in a stable environment. All right, we have safety, environment. These are the needs for individual, social needs, relationship with others. So we have esteem, all right? Esteem needs. Okay, I think we have 4 of them. Esteem needs. These are needs of stable family-based self-elevation, the need for self-respect, So according to Maslow, Abraham Maslow, are the needs he made mention of. So we have that as that. Now let's continue. Now, Button's, all right, Button's human needs theory. Button also made his contribution, and according to Button's, human needs theory can come closest to providing an inclusive explanation of the spectrum of motives which undergird African conflict. Now, human needs theory of conflict begins with the hypothesis that addition to obvious biological needs of food and shelter, there are basic social, psychological human needs that relate to growth and development. Now, such needs include identity, security. Now, according to his theory, that's the Button's human theory, says that apart from the basic things that an individual needs, an individual still requires what we call social Okay. So we have bottom human needs theory. Human needs theory. Now for E, it said that human beings needs what we call social psychological needs. Social psychological needs. Social psychological needs. And these needs relate to certain things like identity, security, recognition. Okay. Recognition and the likes. So we have that as that. Now let's continue. Now we have that as that. So very quickly, as much as we have been discussing about conflicts, have you ever thought of the fact that communication, proper communication, effective communication is also a good tool for controlling and for avoiding conflicts? Now let's take down this point. The concept of communication is broad and rich with meaning. Concept of communication is broad and rich in meaning. As a basic social process, communication is the means by which people relate to each other. It is a human process through various channels of media. This process can take place over great distance over time. It is a sharp process, all right, involving 5 elementary names. Okay? Sharp process with 5 elementary names. Sorry, 5 elements, not elementary. 5 elements, and they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 of them. So the first one, we have the sender, the message, channel, receiver, and feedback. Sender, sorry, that's supposed to be the message. Sender, sending the message through what channel, and the receiver, and lastly, feedback. So we have that as that. Now, the communication process, like we said, there's a sender, there's a message. All these things are not new to us. Something we should not waste much time on, about who the sender is, what the message should be, the channel, the receiver, feedback. Since the network is pretty unstable tonight, the attendance is really fluctuating. Okay, so let's just let's see what we can make out of it. Now we have the dynamics of conflicts. Dynamics of conflicts. Speaking of dynamics of conflicts, what are we talking about? To a novice in the field of peace studies and conflict resolution, conflict is usually perceived as or seen as something negative that can be avoided, something negative that can not be avoided, ignored, or thought about. All right, that's how novice sees this concept. Especially the Chinese, they do not see conflict as negative. The Chinese conflict as negative. You know how they see conflict? They see it as an enablement for change. Okay? An enablement for change. An opportunity or chance for change as well as risk or danger. Okay? They see it as a constructive one, as an avenue for change. So we have that as that. Now let's continue. Now, it is said that conflict is not negative or positive. Okay? It is not negative or positive. What happens to conflict is that conflict, okay, conflict is not negative or positive, but how it turns out to be is determined by our response. Okay, is not black. Okay, conflict, like it says here, is not positive nor negative. Negative or it is neither negative nor positive. Okay, but how it turns out is determined by our response. Our response determines its outcome. Our response determines its outcome. So we have that as that. Hello, what is the subject of the life? I mean PCR. Yes, PCR is a course that you take in your 200 level first semester. All right, your 200 level first semester, and the course title. Are you still on the stream? The course title of this course is Understanding Conflict and War. Understanding Conflict and War. That's the course title. So I believe we are clear on that. So I think I need to prepare for my next class, and we have actually done something into this class. So conflict, like I said, is not negative nor bad. It all depends on how we handle it. And basically, according to what we have here, it says there are two variables. Two what? Propelling variables in conflicts. Alright? One is opportunity, the other is willingness. One is opportunity and the other is willingness. Speaking of opportunity, this is this has to do with the available resources and disposal. Like I said from the beginning, all right, available resources at disposal of a person or a group or a country, such as money, people, arms, land, mineral resources, and the likes. And the willingness part of it is the desire or need to act. It's a situation whereby a group of people are determined and convinced to embark on an action and meaning, alright, aim at changing their situation irrespective of likely consequence. Alright, these are the two propelling factors when it comes to conflict. Thank you very much, everyone. Please let's do what to keep our notes up to date and send them to the private class. In our next class, we'll be talking about the stages of conflict. I look forward to seeing you all. To have a wonderful weekend. Bye.